I play in the film, Uncle Benny is what he's called. He's introduced as Paul Dano's character, Bert's best friend and co-worker. I'm on his team of computer builders, essentially. And I've kind of like entrenched myself in their family. I seem very comfortable there. I seem like I've made myself at home. And I have a very deep, meaningful connection with with the entire family, with the kids, with the siblings, the brothers and the sisters, and slowly it is revealed that that me, that my character and Mitzi, Sammy's mother, are in love with each other, and all the complications that go along with that. I asked him a lot of questions about the real Bernie, about the dynamics. I tried to get as much information as I could. They were sensitive conversations because I was essentially asking him about how specifically far he thought, these kind of indiscretions were going in an emotional way, in a physical way. And they were uncomfortable conversations at times, honestly, and things that he didn't seem to particularly want to talk about. But then often he would kind of break through, and then a whole new kind of page would be revealed. And often as we were filming things, he would run over and be like, "Oh, Bernie would do this all the time. Like, let's get another take where you're doing this." And it was almost like in real time he was remembering things and putting them in the movie. And I almost think when he started, maybe he thought it wasn't going to be quite as representative of his life as he found himself being willing to make it as we were doing it. It is called The Fabelmans, but at no moment while we were making the movie did it seem as though he was trying to differentiate between this family and his own. Like, I think if the movie was called The Spielbergs, it would just be a lot less accessible. And I think that's kind of what's brilliant about calling it The Fabelmans, is it allows you to project yourself and your family in the place of this family in a way that I think if it was called The Spielbergs, you wouldn't be able to. It would keep you slightly more at arm's length. This camping trip we shot over the course of a few days, and in it is when the footage is captured that ultimately kind of reveals the relationship between Benny and Mitzi, and Steven filmed a lot of that stuff himself. A lot of the 8mm footage and 16mm footage, he was operating the little camera, and yeah, there were times where it seemed as though it was like a little time machine he was holding, and what he was seeing through the lens was literally bringing him back to these experiences. And it must have been very surreal because he first filmed them 60 years ago, and now he's filming recreations of them with actors he's cast, but he is literally recreating these things that he filmed, and it felt very special and strange to, to just see this filmmaker really trying to capture the beauty and sadness of these moments of his actual life. It's about family. I think if you have a family, it's an interesting story. And if your family is complicated, as most are, then it's an interesting story. And it's about, to me, that's what's interesting about it. It's about navigating your family and getting to know your own family, and how the humanization of your parents especially is kind of a tragic yet beautiful thing that happens to a lot of us. And I think that's something that almost everyone experiences in some way.